What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Circle Pit. This is your host, God of Thunder, and we are going to talk about some heavy metal and horror today. First thing I want to talk about is Slayer. Slayer just recently announced their final tour, and it's unbelievable because I never thought that I would see Slayer announcing a final headlining tour. I saw them twice. I saw them the first time at Madison Square Garden in 2014, I want to say. They played with Gojira and Forearm, and that was a great show. It wasn't the best show I've been to because I was in the nosebleed seats, but I saw Slayer. Second time I saw them was 2015 in Wonton, New York at Jones Beach Theater for Mayhem Fest. King Diamond and Hell Yeah were playing with him, along with other bands such as Devil Wears Prada, Thy Art Is Murder, and all of those bands. That was a great time. I was front row barricade for Slayer that I've never been to, and it was amazing. One of the best shows I've been to. So, with their announced final tour, they're going on tour with Lamb of God, Anthrax, Behemoth, and Testament. Now this is an amazing lineup. I love Behemoth. Behemoth is one of my favorite black metal, death metal bands of all time. Lamb of God I've seen when they opened for Slipknot, and they're just as amazing as anyone says they are. Anthrax I've never seen. I always wanted to see them. I love them. Testament, I'm not really a big fan of Testament, but if they're the first opening band, I'll just miss them and see Behemoth. Nurgle is one of my favorite singers. The fact that he can do all of that and do his little countryside act with Behemoth is it's insane to me. Tour kicks off May 10th in San Diego. June 1st, they come over to the east side, and they're doing their first show on June 1st at Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut. Then they're going over to New Jersey. I need to go see at least one of these shows. The show in Connecticut on June 1st sold out within minutes. And I need to go see them. I need to be on the floor. I need to be in the pit. There's no way I'm going to miss this tour. And, even if I'm in the nosebleed seats, I don't care. I need to go see this tour, and I need to be there. I'm on StubHub right now because since the tour is sold out, there's nothing really I can do on Ticketmaster, so StubHub is the place to go where people are selling them. General admission floor seats is $199, and that's crazy. Section 112 is $235. That is nosebleeds, people. Nosebleeds. So yeah, Slayer is going on tour for the last time. Kerry King even said himself that we probably won't even see new Slayer music. Slayer is done, and it's actually really sad. I never thought I would see the day. Next thing we're going to talk about, we're going to move into the punk rock area. I know this is heavy metal, but punk rock, they go hand in hand. So, recently announced the original Misfits are coming to New Jersey, their hometown. And I cannot wait. I need to go see them. Tickets are going fast for them. And I need to get these tickets because there's no way I'm going to miss the original Misfits in their hometown. And, because who knows when I'm ever going to be able to say that again. I've seen the Misfits twice. And one of the best pits I've been in was the Misfits. And Jerry Only was great. Jerry Only's great, and but he can't hit the notes like Glenn Danzig can. He can't hit the notes like Michael Graves can. I don't think anyone is ever going to be able to sing like Michael Graves or Danzig. Jerry Only has his own stuff. He has the Devil's Reign. And there's one more album. I don't know, it's not important. It's not even good. It's all covers. But I saw Michael Graves in 2016 doing his solo tour, and it was amazing. One of my first Misfits albums was Famous Monsters, and that had a big impact on my life. The first ever Misfits record I ever got, I found in my basement one day when I was just cleaning up, and I started listening to it, and it was Walk Among Us. one of the best albums they've ever put out. My favorite song on there is Astro Zombies. That's the first one that ever caught my ear with it. And that this band has had such an impact on my life. And to finally see that Glenn Danzig, Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein, and Jerry Only are coming back together for one night only at, where are they? They're at the Prudential Center in New Jersey. This is insane. Tickets are already sold out on Ticketmaster. Okay, wow. I just looked them up and they're already sold out. There's the resale tickets that are on Ticketmaster, but here, let me tell you how much they are right now. Section 10, and then general admission floor standing. Section 10 is pretty close to the stage. It's in the first area on the map, but it's right to the side of the stage, and you don't have a great view of that. And those are $179.50 each, with tax inclusion and everything. Then we got the general admission floor. The general admission floor, where I feel like everyone should be. I feel like they shouldn't do arena shows because everyone wants to be on the floor for the Misfits. The general admission floor standing room only is $250 plus the tax with all of that. That's crazy. The last time I saw the Misfits, I paid $25. Like, how are you going to go from that? Like, yeah, it's the original Misfits, but come on. So yeah, Slayer is going on tour for the last time. And the Misfits are coming to New Jersey. I'm hoping they announce a new show because I need to see them. Let's see. The next show that I am going to is Dropkick Murphys in Albany, New York on February 25th. I've seen Dropkick Murphys twice now, and they are amazing. I know I'm staying in the punk rock area, but these are the tours that are happening right now. And I cannot wait to see the Dropkick Murphys again because they are by far one of the best live bands I've ever seen. After February 25th, I'm going home for spring break, and I'm hoping to go see Exodus with Municipal Waste. That is going to be a great show. It's in Irving Plaza in New York City. For those of you who don't know Municipal Waste, they're an early, I wouldn't say early, they're a thrash metal band. I think around 2005 they released their first album. They just released one last year, 2017, with their album Slime and Punishment, and it is great. The Art of Partying came out in 2007. It's one of the best albums I've ever heard from them and from any thrash metal band, honestly. I saw them at Warped Tour this past year, and yeah, Warped Tour. Thrash metal band at Warped Tour. We'll get into that another time. One more tour announcement that we're going to talk about, or a couple more actually. If you're into we're going to move back over into the metal section now. 2 tours that I recently, actually 3 tours in the deathcore, death metal area. First tour that was announced is Carnifex. Carnifex just announced the tour on the Chaos and Carnage tour. That's what it's called. And they are playing with Oceano, Winds of Plague, Arcspire, Spite, Buried Above Ground, Shadow of Intent, and Widowmaker. Yes, all those bands. They're coming to New York City, and that is going to be a great show. That I cannot wait. I need to go see that. I need to go to all these shows. And I know this is only my first episode for all of this, and I'm hoping to get out of this some interviews with some bands, interview some band members, anyone. And yeah, I'm really, really hoping for that. The next tour that was announced is Lorna Shores. Lorna Shore is a deathcore band. I saw them the first time opening for Carnifex last year, and they blew me away. I they're one of my favorite deathcore bands now, and like I love them. They're amazing. Like the music is so good. I saw them twice now. The last time I saw them was in September, opening for Ice Nine Kills and Miss May I, and that was a great show. The next tour that was announced is Rings of Saturn, with Necro, Goblikon, Allegaon, Entheos, and Lorna Shore. They're coming to New York City March 17th, Hartford, Connecticut March 18th, and Philadelphia March 20th. If you get the chance to go see them, definitely do it. They're playing at the Gramercy Theater in New York City and the Webster Underground in Hartford. Yeah, it is well worth it, trust me. And then, in more recent news that I just saw this actually about 2 hours ago. Ghost, one of my favorite bands ever. Ghost, they are officially done recording their new album, and from what I've heard, it's actually pretty dark. And then what is this? This headline just says Ghost is mixing their new album, which is loosely about death and doom. Now that is going to be a great album. I cannot wait to hear that. I love Ghost. My favorite album by them has to be Opus Eponymous, their first album. But with their last album Meliora that came out in 2016, it blew me away. Like their first single, From the Pinnacle to the Pit, was amazing. Then Cerise came out and that whole music video, and that was amazing. One of the more, their last album, or not album, their last EP that came out was called Pope Star, and that has 4 covers on it and one original called Square Hammer. Now, I cannot wait for this album to come out. They just released their live album, but it's not a studio album, so I love them live though. I bought that album as soon as it came out, and they're one of the best, if not the best band out today. Let's talk quick about the Grammys that were just on last Sunday, I think. So for Best Metal Performance, the nominees were August Burns Red, Body Count, Code Orange, Mastodon, and Meshuggah. Now, for me, I think Code Orange should have won, but I don't choose who wins. Mastodon was the best metal performance. Best rock performance nominees were Leonard Cohen, Chris Cornell, Foo Fighters, Kylo, and Nothing More. The winner for that was Leonard Cohen. Me personally, I would have chose Chris Cornell, mainly because of his recent passing. And he was amazing. Like, he was a great performer, and like, I've never seen him live, but I've seen some videos, and he blew me away. The next category was Best Rock Song. Metallica with Atlas Rise, K-Flay with Blood in the Cut, Nothing More with Go to War, Foo Fighters with Run, and Avenged Sevenfold with The Stage. Foo Fighters came out victorious with the Best Rock Song. To me, personally, I would have chosen Avenged Sevenfold with The Stage. Or Metallica Atlas Rise. That's just me. But, good job. Congratulations to the Foo Fighters. I'm not going to get too much into that. The Best Rock Album nominees were Mastodon, Metallica, Nothing More, Queens of the Stone Age, and The War on Drugs. To me, Metallica should have won. Metallica or Mastodon. Metallica's Hardwired to Self-Destruct was great. I loved every second of it. Yeah, it wasn't Ride the Lightning or Kill 'Em All, but it was for their age, they're doing really good. The War on Drugs became victorious with the Best Rock Album with A Deeper Understanding. So, congratulations to all of those winners. I don't agree with most of them, but that's okay. Oh, okay. Now I just got a notification on my Facebook that the original Misfits show in New Jersey is officially sold out. Tickets went on sale today at 10 a.m. It's now 2:30 and they are already sold out. That is crazy. Cannot believe that. Um so, now I know this is the first episode and all, but like we're going to jump right into it. Now we're going to go into the horror pit. The horror pit. What we're gonna talk about in the horror pit is new horror movies that come out, old horror movies. We'll do some horror movie reviews. I love psychological horror movies. I love serial killer movies. I love classic cult movies. I am starting my own sleeve of horror for tattoos. I already have half a sleeve done, and it includes Sam from Trick or Treat, Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, and Michael Myers from Halloween. On my forearm, I have the Misfits and Black Flag logo. I have the number 13. I have Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th in an upside down cross. And I have Pinhead with the open box from Hellraiser. I'm hoping to get Pennywise from the new It next. Me and my tattoo artist are going to join a tattoo convention and contest, and we're going to do Reagan from The Exorcist somewhere. I just gotta figure out where. If anyone has any ideas, let me know. You can follow me on Twitter at @thecirclepit_, or that's it right now. That's all I got. I only have one Twitter account for social media, and then I'm making a website too. You guys can check me out on there, email me, whatever, learn more about me. That is called thecirclepitpodcast.weebly.com. I'm looking into making an Instagram account and a Facebook account for all of you to follow, and yeah. Let's talk quick about new horror movies that just came out. I collect a lot of horror movies. I collect DVDs, I collect pop figures, I collect vinyl records, I collect CDs, I collect video games, I collect everything. Whatever I'm interested in, I collect. I collect concert tickets, anything, you name it. I just recently bought the new It movie that just came out on Blu-ray, and I think I have to tell you, it is one of my favorite movies ever. I love Bill Skarsgård and his reenactment of Pennywise. All actors and actresses did an amazing job in the movie itself. I'm obsessed with this film. It's probably by far one of my favorite films ever. I love it. As soon as I heard it was coming out on Blu-ray and DVD, I pre-ordered it and I got on that right away. I love Tim Curry's Pennywise, but Bill Skarsgård really brought out the creepy factor of Pennywise and what Pennywise is supposed to be. Just the way he talks to Georgie, the way he smiles, the way he laughs, the way he looks at him it's just so creepy. It gives me chills every time I watch it. I've seen it now 5 times, and it's giving me chills every single time. Another movie that I just bought on DVD and Blu-ray is Annabelle Creation. Annabelle Creation, that was amazing. I loved it. After watching the first Annabelle, I was a little skeptical about going to see Annabelle Creation, but it sold. It sold itself. I was skeptical about it because the first Annabelle really wasn't scary at all. It didn't have much of an impact on my life the way any other horror movie does. The first time I saw Hellraiser, I fell in love with it right away. Pinhead is my favorite horror movie character. And yeah, we'll get into that another time. But yeah, Annabelle Creation was crazy. It was so much scarier than the original Annabelle, and it's not as scary as some other movies, but it had its moments, and I jumped a few times, but that's what a good horror movie does, And going into the Hellraiser franchise, Hellraiser Judgement is coming out February 14th on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. And sadly, we are not getting Doug Bradley as Pinhead. Doug Bradley is getting old, but he could pull it off. I wish they did that. I wish they could run him back. But Paul T. Taylor plays Pinhead in this, and I've seen the trailer. It looks creepy as hell. I cannot wait to see it. Like, I'm giving him a lot of credit. I'm gonna give him a lot of hopes and see what Paul Taylor can bring into the Hellraiser franchise, because Hellraiser Revelations was terrible. Stephen Collins, he's a good actor, but he cannot pull off Pinhead. You can't go from Doug Bradley to Stephen Collins, because that, I refuse to even pay to watch Hellraiser Revelations now. Hellraiser Judgement, he looks more like the original Pinhead. I feel like he's going to be more like the monocle and everything, and I cannot wait to see what he does with that. So that's coming out February 14th, and it's going, I hate it, but it's going straight to DVD and Blu-ray. What is James Wan up to today? He just released a new movie called Insidious: The Last Key. And I have not seen that yet, but I have high hopes for it. Like, the first Insidious was great. I haven't seen 2 or 3, but I'm gonna get to that eventually. And then I'll start doing movie reviews whenever I watch a movie that week. So the next movie we're getting from James Wan is The Nun, coming from the Conjuring universe, and then Aquaman is coming out in December. So we have a little time for that, but that's not horror. I'm not interested in seeing an Aquaman movie. So that wraps up our horror pit for today. We'll go back to metal real quick. So Warped Tour, as everyone knows, it's like a pop punk festival for emo bands, and yeah. But with the cancellation of Mayhem Fest a couple years ago, there was no big festival that toured America with heavy bands, at least. So the first Warped Tour after Mayhem Fest really still had the pop punk vibe to it, but it had it had some more heavy bands. Like Whitechapel was on there. That's really the only band that really stuck out to me that year, at least. But this past summer was by far probably the best Warped Tour lineup I've ever seen. That's probably only because I'm a metalhead. I'm not into pop punk music. But let me read you who was on Warped Tour's lineup, because never am I like, oh my god, I have to go see Warped Tour. Oh my god. This year I was, or last summer I was. So here we go. We had Attila, CKY, Municipal Waste, as I brought up earlier, Ailstorm. Ailstorm is a great band. If you don't know who they are, check them out. They're pirate metal. It's amazing. We had Bad Omens on there, The Acacia Strain, Being as an Ocean, Fit for a King, Hatebreed, Stick to Your Guns, After the Burial, Bless the Fall, Carnifex, Amur, Gwar. Rest in peace, Odorous. We had Beartooth, we had Memphis Mayfire, and Streetlight Manifesto played on one day, but it was great. It was a great show. I loved every second of it. I wish I saw more bands on there, but sometimes they all interact with each other, and you can't go see everyone you want. You can't always get what you want. So that pretty much wraps it up for this week, ladies and gentlemen. We will come back next week. Hopefully I'll have my website, Facebook page, and Instagram all set up for all of you to follow. But in the meantime, go follow my Twitter account at @thecirclepit_. I'll post updates on everything that's happening with new albums, new horror movies, new tours, new everything. That's all. I'm only going to talk about horror and metal. And punk, I guess. We'll add that in there. If anyone has any questions, you can contact me through Twitter as of right now, and I will answer them either on Twitter or on the next show. The show premieres every Friday, and it'll be uploaded by Friday night. So it'll be weekly, And sometimes I will even like get in here earlier and record maybe 2 or 3 shows for the week or something. This has been The Circle Pit, the first episode. Thank you for listening, and tune in next week to hear more about all things heavy metal and horror. Thank you for tuning in, people. This has been your host, God of Thunder. Peace out.